the king of knowledge. And we are yes we will be all our teachings are based on His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is also the founder Acharya of ISKCON, which is International Society for Krishna Consciousness. To summarize the chapters so far, we began the chapters from Dhritarashtra's question, and then where we have to also we learned a very sweet pastime of faith from Narada Muni, and then later we saw how there were three people observing the army, which is Arjuna, Duryodhana, and also we had Dhritarashtra who was observing the army. And there are many others who were observing the army, but we saw how these three views were so different. And also, we saw how Arjuna becomes compassionate towards his relatives and he laments and he says, I'm unable to fight. Then we see how important it is to have a guru, and Krishna himself, where Arjuna surrenders to Krishna and he becomes a guru. And Krishna gave this jnana about the body and soul. So here we saw how body and soul is inconceivable, and also this is where we began our confidential knowledge, that is about the soul, which we don't learn in our regular books. We don't learn in math, science, English. We learned it only over here in Bhagavad Gita. And also how to control our mind and senses. We should control our mind and senses. For what? Because we want to be realizing our soul, because we are not this body and we want to experience how exactly I can make my soul happy. And we have to try to renounce. How do I renounce is what we need to be learning, where we learned about karma yoga, how we need to be attached to our, we detached with our body and attach ourselves to the soul. How do I do that with karma yoga and various yoga ladders to do that? And what is action and renunciation? We also saw what is action and inaction. Renunciation is also called as inaction. And glorified jnana and transcendental knowledge, which is the same confusion Arjuna gets, that how do I do this? How do I get attached to this transcendental knowledge now? He gets to know about the knowledge, and also he gets to know now about transcendental knowledge. And also now, which one is better? Arjuna is asking which one is better. Now, one more thing that we need to understand is that Arjuna is asking these wise questions because as he's asking these questions, we are also dispelling our doubts in our mind. These are our doubts that we get as and when we understand these chapters. And we have various realizations, and hence he's asking the questions in advance. Which is better, working in devotion or renunciation of work? Which is better? So these are how Falgu Vairagya. Oh, you know what? I know now about my soul. I should go start doing jnana, or I should practice jnana. That's better for me. That's how we cannot leave our jobs, whatever duties we have. That is, if we are students, if we are child, if we are mother, father, child, we have to practice our duties, and also we should continue working. How? First of all, we need to purify our body, mind, and senses without having incorrect desires. What is the how to purify our desires? This is what we learned, and how mind can be a enemy and a friend if we don't train ourselves. So we need to train ourselves to make our mind that I want to be my soul. I don't want to be my body and keep enjoying a life after life. But again, I will be bound to be in this material world where life and death is inevitable. And how I can do that? One of the ways is doing Ashtanga yoga. And sorry, we learned about Ashtanga yoga, and also we learned how an Ashtanga yogi or any yogi, if he has a success or a failure, what happens to him. So who is the greatest of the yogi? Yogi is the person who's trying to connect to Krishna. So who is the perfect yogi is what we saw. And we had hearing the most this particular shastra actually starts. We saw how hearing is very important. We hear chanting. While we are chanting, we hear the mantra, and also we hear the first time we get to know Krishna is only through hearing. And you've already got this prasad of listening and hearing and understanding. This is the most uh, you know blessed part of all our lives that we are able to hear and know about Bhagavad Gita. I didn't know at your age, because even if I had a book, I didn't know how to read and understand the book. But you're all very fortunate that we have Srila Prabhupada, who has given this mercy of giving Bhagavad Gita to everybody. And also, Guru and Gauranga. Gauranga has passed on this knowledge to everyone, and we are able to receive it through them. And seeing Krishna everywhere. And also, who are the four types of people who are accepting Krishna as Lord, and who are the one who reject Krishna? And also, who is the best of the men? Apart from seeing four types of acceptance and also rejection, we saw who is the one who can best practice, and that's we saw the very nice story about um, the four Kumaras who reached the Vaikuntha planets over here, and they are the best of the yogis. And we saw how remembering Krishna at the time of death, how to remember Krishna. This is the more confidential knowledge that we saw, that how I can attain the Krishna at the time of death, and also attaining the Supreme is very important, and how pure bhakti is performed, Navavida Bhakti. And we learned about Navavida Bhakti, and also how we can perform pure bhakti. And also we saw what is the differentiation between spiritual and material words. We saw that on the first day, and also yesterday we saw also about spiritual and material words. Now, what is knowledge? We've seen what is knowledge earlier, but we need to define what is that real knowledge, and also inconceivable. What is inconceivable relationship, and what is non-worships, and also we see how bhakti is so nice. Bhakti is so simple and so sweet and so nice. How is this? This is what we'll see. Krishna is saying that bhakti is so sweet. How is it sweet? We'll see that today. So to begin with, we are again going back to our slides where we saw knowledge is, we saw in the previous chapters, we saw that there are degrees of confidential knowledge in our book, that is in Bhagavad Gita. One is about knowledge about the soul and about the body. This is the knowledge, this is the confidential knowledge, which is the GUHYA. This is called as GUHYATAMAM. And next we have knowledge of the devotional service, which is called as, okay, I'm this body and I'm this soul. So how do I connect to Krishna then? How do I do devotional service to Krishna? How do I connect is more important, because I know now I'm soul. I know now I'm not this body. I'm just going to feed my body. No, I want to feed my soul. So how do I do that? That is the more confidential knowledge, which we saw in 7th and 8th chapter. Remember, we saw how I want to be always thinking about Krishna through yoga, and also in the 8th chapter we saw how I can attain Krishna. How do I think about Krishna and attain Krishna? That is Sambandha Jnana, or this is the Guhyatara. Guhyatara means more confidential knowledge. And the third one is most confidential. That's we're going to learn today, which is called as pure devotional service. We have Mangala Thakura, where he was a pure devotee of the Lord, and we'll see how we can do the pure devotional service to Krishna, where we can experience Krishna everywhere. Now, we just heard the glories of how hearing the confidential knowledge is so important. Can one of you read, please?
Yes, Anand. Okay, Nishchala.
श्रीभगवानुवाच इदं तु ते गुह्यतमं प्रवक्ष्यामि अनासूय विज्ञानसहितं यज्ञात्वा मोक्ष्यसे शुभात्.
Thank you very much. And also, can you read the translation, please?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence.
Thank you very much. So we see here the qualification. What is the qualification for us to hear this knowledge? The qualification here is very, very important because we may think that we are listening, but we will be able to get or gain more. Or, when you're sowing something, you want to have maximum benefits. So if you're sitting and listening over here, you want to have maximum benefits. For that, what exactly is important? The qualification is required. Although we think it's a book, I can just read it 10 times and I will just get it off. No, it's not like that. You need to have the blessings of Krishna. And how you will get the blessings? By putting by two things. There are two things for qualification. One, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me." If you see, Krishna is his best of the friends. They have been performing this Leela for several times in several places. It's eternally happening in many other creations also. If you remember, we saw there are so many andas, so many places. There are so many places. It keeps happening eternally. This particular Leela keeps happening eternally. So Krishna and Arjuna are best of the friends, and they're never envious. And being envious for human beings is inevitable. If you see, um, but how do we do that? Like, we have to practice that we should not become envious of anyone. We should practice from within that even though I'm feeling envious, Krishna has told that this is not good for me. I don't want to feel envious. Rather, I should try to glorify and stay away from it so that I don't feel envious. So we have to practice externally that I don't want to feel jealous that, oh, it's very common. If you see, we go to school, they're like, he has a better pencil, and I get jealous over there. He has a better bag. He has a better book. He has a better computer. So these are the things that makes us feel jealous. But instead of that, we should think, yes, he has this. But okay, let us all utilize all this pencil, eraser, computer, everything. Let us all utilize this in the service of Krishna. And if we serve Krishna in better and best ways, automatically we all become the devotees of Krishna. And that's so sweet. So that's how we should get rid of enviousness. We're all serving Krishna. We should not get envious. I am not this body. Why should I enjoy this body with a pencil, better eraser? Rather, I want to submit myself to Krishna and I want to be relieving myself from this very bad thing which is inside me, that's jealous or envious. And next is knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence. So when we listen to Krishna's pastimes, when we listen to Krishna's stories, these make us relieve us from the material existence, that is the miseries. What is the misery of the material world? Who can tell me? Why is material world so difficult to be into?
Yes, Mahi. Ayush.
The material world, there is always life and death, but in the spiritual world, there is no life and death.
Perfect. So life and death.
And also in the material world, we are controlled by the goodness, the three. I forgot the ones: goodness, ignorance, and some other one. We get controlled by them. But in the spiritual world, we can think, and in the spiritual world, we can also be devotee of Krishna easier.
Thank you very much. That was really a good summary of what exactly is such a bad thing that we are experiencing. But we always think that I'm not in this miserable world. I'm very happy. I can attain happiness. The ultimate thing that we are all looking for is I want to be happy. And are we really happy? We think that yes, I'm happy, but are we really happy? How can we be happy that we know that if I'm born today in this body, I will die soon? That's the misery that we are dying every day. We are able to, as we are growing, we are also dying every day because our death comes closer and closer. So this is the most miserable part. And also other miseries are if there is winters today, there is summers, there is dualities. And the third thing is also, like you mentioned, it's goodness, passion, and ignorance. We are controlled. So if I want to do some work, if I desire something, while doing that work, I'm controlled and I might make some mistakes. Thank you very much for that. So if we are not serious in our studies, we remain in the same grade. Yes or no? For example, if I'm studying in fifth grade, then I don't, if I don't complete my exam properly, if I don't study for my exam, if I don't control my senses and my body, and if I think, you know what, I want to play all the time, if I can be happy all the time, are we really happy after finishing? We play for like 30 minutes, and then while we're coming back, we're like, I'm sad that I'm stopping to play. That's what it's like. Even if I'm playing, after finishing for 30 minutes of games also, we are never satisfied. So if you're not satisfied, it means that you're not experiencing happiness. If you were experiencing happiness, then you're 100% happy throughout. It's not possible to continuously stay happy like that. We have to see how we can, if we don't want to remain in the same grade, that's why we should see how I can experience my soul and how I can give a good experience to my soul by chanting. Chanting is the only way that I can move out of this material world. So if we are not serious in devotion, then we stay in the material world. And so, what are the characteristics of this? Let's read what are the characteristics of this confidential knowledge. Oh, can one of you read this, please? Okay, maybe because of the Sanskrit terms, let me read it myself. RΑJA Vidya, which means this is the king of knowledge. RAJA GUHYA, most confidential secret of all secrets. Pavitram, the purest of the knowledge. And Pratyak Shavagamam Dharmyam, it's the perfect of the religion. Susukham. So this is always performed joyfully. So whenever I'm doing bhakti, I'm happy. I'm always, in the bliss. It's not like, oh, you know what? It's so difficult for me to do these things. It's not like that. Whenever we are, if you remember, when we go to the temple, when we see the lords, we feel so peaceful. It's so nice, and we are all like in celebration. When we go to the temple, we are celebrating. It's so nice to perform bhakti. If you remember in Ashtanga Yoga, when we climb huge mountains, you have to go see the purest of the location. You have to see there is a proper place where you can't sit higher or lower. You have to search, and also there should not be any disturbance. So there are so many ifs and buts before we place ourselves into a proper place. And it's the same with other kinds of yoga also. But this particular bhakti yoga is very sweet. It's easy to perform. All I need to think is, what are the Navavida bhakti that we can perform? Can one of you raise your hands so that we can hear if you remember Navavida bhakti?
Yes, Adarsh.
Ajit.
So my question was, when we go to the spiritual world, will we not love Krishna? Because when we go to the spiritual world, we will just be a soul there. We will not have a body.
Yes. See, we think that we don't have a body in the spiritual world, but we have spiritual body. So we are trying to purify ourselves. When we are pure at heart, by not feeling jealous of Krishna, automatically we lose our material body, and we get our spiritual body before we go to the spiritual planets. And yeah, I actually unmuted to find out, uh, you know, the to read this particular. Yeah, I actually unmuted to find out who can tell me the Navavida Bhakti.
Okay, let's ask uh, Shreya and Aditya. Okay, let's ask Uday. If you're not ready, please don't raise your hands. Yes, Uday, please go ahead.
Sorry, Prabhuji. Can I tell now?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
So the 9 processes of devotional service are Atma Nivedanam, that is complete surrender, Shravanam, hearing, Kirtanam Vishnu, that is chanting or glorifying, Smaranam, remembering, Padasevanam, serving Lord's lotus feet, Archanam, deity worship, Vandanam, praying, Dasyam, becoming servant, Sakyam, friendship.
Very bold, very good repeating. Thank you very much. Well, if you see over here, you can perform in so many ways. Is this difficult to perform? Is it difficult? Is it difficult to do Vandanam? We just need to go to Krishna and just bow down to him, or just say Namaste to him and think of him very sweetly. We think that he's in front of us, and we just need to do that. And also, is it difficult to do any kind of other services like cooking? We also cook. All I need to do is offer it to Krishna. It's not very difficult to perform this bhakti. I don't need to go sit in the Himalayas for that. And also, is it difficult to chant? I'm sitting in a nice and a sweet place. It's my own home at my own ease, and you can chant anywhere. There is no rule for chanting. You can chant anywhere, so it's easily performed. And also, it's happy when you're performing these duties. You're also experiencing happiness from inside. Although you might think it's so difficult for me now, but you're not. You're not. You have to understand that eventually you will become so happy. This is a transcendental. This is not coming from the material world where there is dualities and mystery. This is coming from spiritual world. When Krishna blesses you, automatically you will have so much happiness from inside. You will not, and all of us are hunting for happiness. If you just start performing this, automatically you become so happy, and you can eternally be happy. No need of having another million life and death and life and death. For example, we have to understand you and me are all in this material world for many millennia. So we can just move out of this place by just chanting the glories of Krishna. And it's everlasting. So that's what he's saying, it's everlasting. And it is joyfully performed. So this is how it is the most thing of knowledge. So why is this tough in accepting this joyful process? It's so easy. Arjuna, the first time he's saying all this time when everybody is saying anything, Krishna, this Ashtanga Yoga is so difficult. Krishna, you're saying I have to perform Karma Yoga. I'm so confused. How do I renounce? How do I take up this path? And I'm so confused. Transcendental knowledge, how do I attain this? So difficult for me to understand. So Arjuna was always confused. But now is Arjuna in a mood? He's saying it's so easy. Why are people not accepting? It's so easy for them to accept you. Why are they not accepting Krishna? He's asking. So here we see there are prerequisites to understand this knowledge. This is the problem. So they are not able to understand this knowledge. Why they are not able to understand? Those who are not faithful in the devotional service cannot attain me. So if you remember, we told that initially itself when you have joined the class, you're already out of this particular something called as you already have little bit faith. In many lifetimes before, you have already performed this bhakti. Because you performed this bhakti in many lifetimes before, you're already blessed to receive this knowledge today. Don't think that it's accidental. Accidentally, nothing happens in this world. Krishna makes arrangements for everything. Remember, we saw 3 doers. I might have done some bhakti in my previous lifetime and I have developed faith, and that's why I'm here. And all of you are so nicely listening to this knowledge when you are so young and you have so much time ahead of you to perform this also. So you have to practice very young age. Remember, we saw Prahlad Maharaj, even as a 5-year-old boy, he was never interested in playing. He was always talking all the good pastimes about Krishna to all his friends, and they turned themselves from demons to such nice human beings. Oh, conqueror of enemies, therefore they return to the path of birth and death in this material world. So, those who are not faithful in this devotional service cannot attain me. So, the qualification is you have to understand we should have faith. And O conqueror of the enemies, therefore they return to the path of birth Qualification is there are two qualifications. One, Anusuyava means don't get envious of Krishna. Surrender to Krishna. How cannot get envious? I should think Krishna is the supreme. He is the supreme science. He is giving me how to get back to my spiritual world and spiritual planet. If I don't go there, I will be suffering here. And second, Shraddha. Shraddha. Remember the first story of Lord Narada Muni? He can do anything. He is inconceivable. I cannot understand from my material brain. He is inconceivable. So, also, how do we understand inconceivable? I don't understand how is it inconceivable. For example, we have I can when I touch the book, I know what is book. If I'm having a scale, I know okay, this is something that I can understand. That's called as conceivable. But can I touch my soul? Can I touch my mind? Or can I touch? Uh, we have sometimes there is a breeze around us. Do you can only see breeze, but can I touch breeze? By seeing the symptoms of the breeze, I know it's breeze. But do I see breeze? Can I touch breeze? I cannot. I can only feel it that there is breeze. But it's inconceivable that how fast it's going, how fast it's moving. All of this is inconceivable. I cannot touch and feel. So I can only see the symptoms of that existence. Like that, even understanding about Krishna is inconceivable. And we'll see a small pastime and a story. I think we are already, this is a long chapter, so I'll just read this for in the interest of time. Maya tatam idam sorry, Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavyakamurtina matstani sarvabhutani nachaham teshavavastitah. So he's saying, by me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Does any one of you know this pastime? You see the picture over here. Does any one of you know this pastime?
Yes, Ayush.
I think it's Rama.
Sorry?
I think it's Rama.
Let's ask Nishchala.
This is the pastime of Krishna eating mud, where he takes a piece of mud and eats it, and then Balaram complains to Mother Yashoda. And when Mother Yashoda looks inside Krishna's mouth, she sees all the universes inside just his mouth.
Yes, thank you very much. So over here, it's a very sweet pastime. When Krishna was so young, he
Hare
was
Krishna Mataji.
yes,
Mataji, your voice is getting a bit feeble.
okay. Better now, Mataji?
Uh, can you just increase or something, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Just a minute, Mataji. I'm just bringing the headset closer. Is it better now?
No.
Mataji, can you hear me now?
We can hear you, Mataji, but it's like a distant voice. It's clear, but not that clear as earlier.
No, we don't have to. How about it now? Is it clear now?
It's clear. Okay. Let's see. Continue, Mataji. I'll check it out.
Yes, yes. So over here, Krishna took Krishna. He had dirt, and okay. So Krishna had, when he did consume dirt, where he had other children who were looking at him. That is Balramji, and also his friends saw him that Krishna is eating. Then immediately they'll go inform Mother Yashoda that look, Krishna, what he's doing. And Mother Yashoda comes running that Krishna, I give you so many lovely items. I give you nice butter and all the other offerings that I give you. How come you're eating this dirt over here? Why are you doing this? And so sweetly she will hold his face, and she opens his mouth, and when she looks inside, she was so she couldn't accept it. She was like seeing so many things inside his mouth. She was seeing the entire universe, and apart from seeing the entire universe, She saw herself inside his mouth, and she's seeing herself inside his mouth, and she's feeding him. So she was like so shocked to see this. So she's like, Am I really in my dream?" And she's like, she closes her eyes and then she comes back. So this is how Maya Devi is trying to cover. This is how Maya Devi is covering Krishna. So in the same way, in the same way, we are in the material world, so we are also covered by the Maya Devi, so that we don't experience certain things. So we have to get out of this material world. And how he's saying that I am the one who's holding this entire place. It's in my unmanifested form. This entire universe is pervaded. So Krishna is holding this entire creation on his own, and he's the one who is taking care of each one of us. And he's everywhere. He's inside us in the form of super soul. He's outside us. If you remember, we saw he's ether, he's air, and also he's water. He's a taste in the water. We saw some of his vibhutis earlier. So that's how he is there everywhere. Now, sometimes you might question how come he is everywhere. For example, here we have Newton, who observed that apple fell on the ground. And we think that, oh, you know what, I'm also discovering so many things around me. I'm also smart. However, who made the apple fall on the ground, right? Who made the apple fall on the ground? This is the question we should think. Who's holding moon? Who's holding sun? Who's holding universes? So we think that, you know what, the tree is holding the apple. I don't think Krishna is holding anything. This is our misconception. We have to think that someone is a creator who is created this, and that creator is holding everything, and he is the one who is trying to make us go towards understanding ultimate truth and go back to Godhead. So he is the supreme director, and he is inconceivable in relationships. Can one of you read this?
Yes, Kavin.
Supreme Director, inconceivable relationships. And yet, everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, I am not a part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation.
Thank you. What do you understand by this, Kavin?
That everything made by Krishna, that everything is made by Krishna,
Mm-hmm. And
and he maintains all the living bodies,
yes,
and he's everywhere.
thank you. That is very good understanding.
Very good understanding.
Yes, so Krishna is everywhere by his mystic. Remember how mystic it is? Like we can't even understand and perceive how this entire creation is made. And it's difficult even for the most knowledgeable people, it's difficult for them to understand. All we need to take is the blessings that it's difficult to understand. I need to surrender to Krishna because it's so inconceivable, and it's everywhere. Have you seen many people even able to understand and read this science? Many people are not even able to read understand this science. And it's a cosmic manifestation, which is he is inside all of it, but he is not a part of it. He is the source of creation, but he is not a part of this creation. Okay, there's a question called as manifestation. What is manifestation? So it's the change. For example, the matches go from one state to another state. It's manifested from one state to another state. That's called as manifestation. So this cosmic manifestation, for example, if you remember, when we saw about creation day before yesterday, we said that first Krishna manifested himself or expanded himself into the Karanodakshai Vishnu, and then later he expanded or manifested himself into Garbha Udakashai Vishnu, and then he comes into Kshira Udakashai Vishnu. So that's called as manifestation. This is how he's manifesting or expanding himself, and he is holding the entire creation. Although he is inside everything, he himself is not inside it. So this is the most difficult part to understand, and that's why this is called as inconceivable. We can't understand from our gross senses. Okay, so he is the supreme director, and we have to understand that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky, all created beings are resting in me. He is the supreme director and inconceivable. How the whole cosmic order is under me, under my will. It is automatically manifested again and again, and my will is annihilated again and again. So, several times, whenever Krishna is, that is, we saw that how each and every anda, that uh, the spherical, uh, the creation that comes out, each and everything comes out of Krishna's pores, inside pores of the body. All of it come when he breathes. Again it goes inside him when he breathes out. So that's how we have to understand that this is actually getting created, annihilated, created, annihilated. So Karanodakshai, whenever he breathes in, everything is just going back into his body. So we have to understand like that. And he is not creating many. Whatever souls are there, he's creating this material bodies only. Annihilation means destroying, destruction. Destruction's another word is annihilation. And in the sense destruction, and it actually vanishes. It vanishes back into the Krishna. And Arjuna is saying, oh, sorry, here, oh Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I'm ever detached from all these material activities, seated as though neutral. So even though, if the, for example, even though Krishna is inside us, seated inside us as Paramatma, he is always watching us. He never says, don't do this, don't do that. Our parents do that. Don't do this, don't do that. Our parents do that. But Krishna never does that. He is Shanta. He is always watching. Okay, you are now going to experience happiness. Okay, okay, you're doing this, you're lying. Okay, I'm counting. So he's the witness. He's witnessing everything. But he never says don't do it, because he wants us to joyfully, nicely surrender to him. He doesn't want us to forcefully surrender. He gives that free will. Can one of you chant the shloka, please?
Yes, Roshan, go ahead.
मया दय दयाक्षेण प्रकृति सुयात सा खरा चराचरम हेतुना ने नेन खाते तेया जगद विपर विपर्वर्ता.
Excellent. Roshan, how old are you? How old are you, Roshan?
7.
7 years old. So you are a true inspiration for everyone. There are many who are here 6 years, 7 years old. He's sitting there so focused and he's like raising his hands to read. Very good, Roshan. Very good attempt.
Thank you very much for that. So, Krishna saying here, Maya Dhyakshena Prakritihi Suyate Sacharacharam Hetunanena Kaunteya Jagad Viparivartate. So, Krishna saying over here, this material nature, which is one of my energies, one of his energies, is working under his direction. So, this is the Durga Devi. O son of Kunti, producing all moving and non moving beings. Under its rule, this manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So, Ma Durga is taking his instruction and she is creating and also annihilating. Just give me a minute. I'm going to, yeah, okay. I wanted the pointer. Just 1 minute, please.
I think if you just highlight it's happening. Just where is your control? Where's your zoom control? Click on this, the last one. No, other one. No. It's okay, I'll find that for you.
Yeah, thank you. I just hid it actually.
Oh,
the
okay.
Zoom control. Sorry about that.
Go back. Yeah, that's fine. I'll find that out.
Okay, great. Why some people don't respect you as a supreme personality of Godhead? Once again, Arjuna is asking. So why some people cannot? Just 1 minute, please. I just got this back. The pointer.
No, it's not here. I'll find out meanwhile.
Okay, okay, great. Yeah. So Krishna, sorry about that once again. Yeah. So Krishna is Arjuna is asking why some people don't respect you as supreme personality of Godhead. We saw some of it in the previous time also, previous chapters also. You know, so even if it's easy, they are not performing. And now we'll see why some people are not able to respect Krishna. So, fools deride me. Krishna is saying, fools deride me. How? Avajanati mam modha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. So, he's saying, that fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the supreme lord of all that be. So if you see over here, we saw about four types of mudhas. Remember in the seventh chapter, we saw there are four types of mudhas who don't accept Krishna. So when Krishna is descending, when Krishna comes down to earth to perform his leelas, they think, oh, he's just another human being. I don't think he's so great. So this is how they are jealous of him. They're jealous of him, and that's why they are okay. So that's why they are not able to understand him. Now, another thing is rejecting Krishna's form. So some of them even reject Krishna's form. Apart from not surrendering to him, after knowing the supremacy, also they don't surrender. So can one of you chant the shloka?
Yes, Ratnaprabha.
मोक्षाशा मोक्षकर्मणो मोक्षज्ञानविशेषता विशेषतः राक्षसीम् असुरीं चैव प्रकृतिं मोहिनीं श्रिता.
Thank you very much. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demoniac and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes of liberation for their fruitive activities and their culture of knowledge are all defeated. Do you remember? Does anyone know this pastime? Sorry, does anyone know this? Yeah, this pastime from Mahabharata Parva?
Yes, Nidhi. Yeah, Arman.
Don't know, ma'am.
Anyone else
Yes,
who knows it?
Arman.
No, I don't know this pastime.
Nishala.
This is a pastime of during the Rajasuya Yajna of that Yudhishthira Maharaj was performing, where Krishna was given the seat of honor, and the person being killed is Shishupal, and he was Krishna's mother's. I don't know if it's mother's sister or brother's sister. I mean, father's sister. Um, but his younger cousin, and Shishupal got a boon from Krishna that Krishna would excuse 100 of his offenses towards him, but then during the Rajasuya Yajna, Shishupal had used up all his numbers, so Krishna killed him.
Yes, thank you very much. That's lovely that you remember the events. So this is what happened during the Rajasuya Yagna, where Krishna had uh, washed each and every person who attended this yagna. He washed their feet. He's not at all envious of anyone, even though he's the supreme personality of Godhead. He washed each and every guest who arrived at this place, and even though he's so nice to everyone, when Shishupal arrived, he was jealous of him and he rejected him. And when he rejected him,
Made fun of
yes,
Krishna.
he was making fun of Krishna purposely and he was using very bad words on Krishna. And Krishna kept smiling and he just kept forgiving him so nicely. He's also inside us. He's forgiving so many of our mistakes. And even now, he's ready to forgive so many of our mistakes if we surrender and go back to Godhead. And Shishupala over here is he's using his Sudarshana over here to cut his head off. Why? Because he had given a benediction to him, even because he is his cousin. Upon the request of his mother, he told, fine, I will forgive 100 mistakes. So, and also this is one of the incarnations of the Dwarapalakas, that is Jaya and Vijaya. They had taken three births as demons, and Shishupala is one of the births that they had taken. And over here Krishna had told him that I will forgive 100 mistakes of Shishupala. And one of his, at the 100th mistake, he took his head out. If he would have pronounced more number of even though he's cut his head off, it doesn't mean that he is very rude. He's doing that only for the benefit of his soul. Why? Because if he would have used his body to use if he would have done more mistakes, he couldn't have gone back to Godhead. So he wanted Jaya and Vijaya back. So when he did the 100th mistake, he's cut his head off. So that's how Krishna is merciful. Even though he's killing demons, he has a very, very nice and a good reason why he's doing that. So when we are going through many miseries, or if we are having some problems in our lives, we should think it's for our own purifications we are getting problems in our life. Let us be very, very humble, and let's accept it's like, it's our past life why we have got this kind of a miserable condition in our current life, and let us think that we will smile and accept it and continue working in devotion. So we have to understand this way that also some people go through so many pains. We think that it's our past life deeds, that's why we are having this kind of a problem in our current life. Let's go ahead and accept it, and Krishna will be happy if I accept it and continue. Who are those? Now we saw two types of men there are some fools who deride, who don't accept Krishna, and some of them they even reject Krishna, like Shishupala. Who are the ones who respect Krishna? Who are the ones? Now we are going to see somebody who is nice. Who are those? They are Mahatmas. Can one of you read, please? Can one of you chant the shloka?
Yes, Om.
Yes.
Yes, Priya, you want to try?
Yes, sir. Mahatmanastu Tumam Partha Daivim Prakritim Asrita Bhajanti Ananya Manaso Jnatva Bhutadim Avyayam.
Thank you very much. So can you also read the translation, please?
O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and ex, ex, exhaustible.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. So here Krishna is saying,
Mataji,
Yes, can you hear me?
can you also change my name to Lasya Priya?
Lasya?
Yeah, Lasya Priya.
Okay, sure. So here it's Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritamashritah bhajanti ananya manaso gnatva bhuti dadim avyayam. So here Krishna is saying, O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, so these are good people, the great souls are under the protection of divine nature, and they are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So, what happens is if you take the shelter of Krishna, Maya Devi also, that is Durga Devi, also becomes very pleased with us. And automatically she will help us how to go back to Krishna. So whenever we are taking the shelter of the Krishna, it becomes easier for us to go back to Godhead. We all think, you know what, I don't know how to do that, and I want to be envious, I want to enjoy over here, then we will be suffering in this material world. The other way around is, I will surrender to Krishna. It's easy to perform bhakti, it's easy to perform any one of them. I can take any one of them. I can always chant because it's easy for me to chant. I don't have to do nine process. All I need to do is any one of them that is very easy for me. For example, I can just say, I will just always chant. It's easy for me. I will just do kirtanam. I can 24 hours do kirtanam. I can always read Krishna's books. We are praying Krishna by intelligence. By reading Krishna's books, we are praying Krishna by intelligence. So this is how we can take protection of Krishna, and immediately the Maya Devi will turn to Yoga Maya. She will help you to go back to Krishna. So she's saying Maya Devi is Durga Devi, is under Durga Devi, and also she is the Yoga Maya,
The Prakriti.
the Prakriti. So under the protection of the divine nature, so we at the moment we take Krishna's lotus feet, immediately we are not under the three modes. We take the shelter of Krishna, and they are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as. So we should think Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and he's original and he's inexhaustible. And that's how Mahatmas are taking shelter of Yogamaya and not the shelter of Mahamaya. How to recognize such personalities? How do I know this person is surrendered to Krishna? This is important for us to know, right? I want to know who surrendered to Krishna. One of you read, please.
Yes, Raghav.
Sorry.
Please read. You
Please
wanted to read,
chant
right?
the shloka.
Okay. सतातं कीर्तयन्तो मम यतन्तश्च दुर्धावराता नामस्यन्तश्च मम भक्त्या नित्यायुक्ता उपासते.
And read the translations also, please.
Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, these great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
Thank you. So here saying, Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha dridavృతాః namasyantascha mam bhaktya dhritya yukta upasate. Satatam. Satatam means constantly, all the time. Kirtayanto means he is always doing kirtan. Kirtayanto mam. My kirtan he is doing. Yatantascha means he is always there with great determination. Cha dridavitaha, with great determination he is fixed. And namasyantascha, he is always doing kirtan, and he is always doing offering his obeisances. He's offering his obeisances and bowing down before Krishna. And who is that? That is Mam Bhaktya, my Bhakta. Nitya Yukta Upasate. He is always engaged in my service. He is either, while he is going to play, he will say, Krishna, please come with me. Let us go out to play. You're my friend. Let's go out to play. And while you're going, also you'll chant. While you're going down to playground, you'll chant. When you're going down to the school, you'll just bow down to Krishna, and you will walk to the school, and you'll think that Krishna is coming along with me. So that's how you experience Krishna. So these Mahatmas that we're talking about, this is Srila Prabhupada. He was 24 hours constantly thinking of Krishna. Even in his dreams, he was thinking how I can be his friend. He was always helping others to learn about Krishna. He always helped others to realize their souls. He wrote many books. He took a chance at the age of 65. He was so old at the age of 65. Nobody does any new work, but he took a Jaladuta, that is the ship, to the west. He went to the Americas at 65, at the age of 65, and he stayed there for 12 years. He constantly worked over there. At age of 65, working itself is a great achievement. And he reached the US, and he made many devotees. He constructed many temples all over the world. We saw the video on the first day, and he saw how I can engage this person in Krishna consciousness. What are his qualities? How we can engage him? So this is how the Mahatmas, the glorification of Mahatma, is so important. We have to recognize who are those Mahatmas and surrender to them. They will give us the knowledge. So when we are going to pray next time, we should also keep Srila Prabhupada's picture in our altar, and we have to pray to him very, very intensely so that he gives us this knowledge. Then that's the importance of the Guru, that Guru is the one who's directing us from outside. Krishna is directing us from inside, and Guru is directing us from outside. Who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and what is the object of my worship? Can one of you chant the shloka, please?
Yes, Mahi.
Yes. Pitaham asya jagat. I'm little. What to tell? It's not so clear for me to read.
Okay, no problem. We'll ask Dhruv. Yes, Dhruv.
पितामह यस्य जगतो माता दाता पितामह वेद्यां पवित्रां ओंकारा रक्षमा यजुर्वेचा.
Thank you very much. Also read the translation, please.
I am the father of the universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsire. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajurvedas.
Thank you very much. So we saw earlier how he is water, air, and also he is so many other things that we can experience him from outside. And he is saying over here, Pitaham asya jagato mata dhata pitamaha vedyam pavitram omkara riksama yajurevacha. So he's saying, I am the father of the universe and the mother, the support and the grandsire. So he's like great great grandsire. And I am the object of knowledge. So he's saying, Krishna is saying, the knowledge is not math, science, English. The knowledge, see, by doing this math, science, and English, you will know how to pay money and buy items. But will you be able to understand what is your soul? The knowledge of your soul is not given by anybody, it's given only by Krishna. And the object, who I need, my soul is praying to one thing only, and because my soul is agitated, I'm not feeling happiness. The moment my soul is happy, automatically I become happy. When is my soul happy? When I pray to Krishna. So this way I should purify myself. How? The purifier and the syllable of Om. I am the Omkara that you chant in every mantra. Any mantra that we chant, before that we'll put Om. Why? Because it's Vishnu. And I'm the Rig Veda. It's got the knowledge in it. And I'm the Sama Veda, the music that we read, and the Yajur Vedas. All the Vedas are myself. Krishna is declaring all the Vedas is myself. And I'm the goal, I'm the sustainer, I'm the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and most dear friend. That's why we should make friendship with Krishna. He is the person we should think, Krishna, you are inside me, please help me what I should do all the times. This is how you need to take his lotus feet to hold his lotus feet tight, and we need to pray hard. I am the creation and annihilation, the basis of everything and resting place and the eternal seed. And also, Krishna is declaring how he is everything. Now he is saying, Oh Arjuna, I give heat, I withhold and send forth the rain, and I'm immortality, and I'm the death personified. Both spirit and matter are in me. So he's saying, Where and all? Or what are the other places that we can see Krishna? Here he's saying, I'm the heat. When you experience heat, you think, Oh, Krishna is over here. And I'm the rain. So when you see rain, you should think, Wow, Krishna is around me, and he is giving this rain. And I'm immortality, and I'm the death personified. So he's the one who annihilates, and he's the one who is bringing creation, and he's the spirit, that is the soul, and he's the matter, that is all this. Gross senses are also Krishna himself. So then what happens when something goes up? For example, we have this giant wheel. Giant wheel, when it goes up, again it comes down.
Let's ask Ayush. Have you ever experienced a giant wheel, Ayush? Do we have Ayush?
Yes, I have, and
what happens when you go extreme up?
my belly just freezes.
Okay, and after that, the giant wheel Does it stay over there at the top, or what happens?
No, it comes down slowly.
Yes, it comes down. So whatever goes up, it has to come down.
Yes, so if you're going up somewhere, we need to come down. So why we're learning about this is because Krishna is the supreme object of worship. But sometimes we see that those who study the Vedas and drink the Soma juice, seeking heavenly planets, worship me indirectly. So some people think, I think Krishna doesn't have to be worshipped. I want rains. Then when the rains pour down, automatically I'll have a better field, or I can grow better grains, and automatically the rains will pour down, and I will have better growth in my farm. So this is how they pray. And but does this really purify them? Purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planets of Indra. So I will think that, what, Indra is pouring rains to me. I don't want to pray to Krishna. Rather, I will become very smart. I will become super, super smart. Let me pray to Indra quickly. Indra will send me rains, and automatically, mm, when the rains pour down, I will have better grains. And sometimes they think that, oh, you know what? I will now pray to Indra directly, and there are some yagnas that you can perform. And when we perform this yagna, automatically we go to Indra's planet. So they will pray to Indra, and they'll say, I will just pray to Indra for a long time, and he will let me come to his planet and I can stay there. This is another smartness that they show. But if you see in the giant wheel, if somebody goes up to the heavenly planets, they have to come down. So it's not the same with, remember, we saw heavenly planets are still in the material world. Remember
Yesterday
the
we
four
learned that.
lokas? Yes.
Yesterday we learned that.
Yes. So we have four systems, four planetary systems. Under that, we have Indra also coming under those under those 14 layers of planets. So if we are going to Indra's planet also, again I'll have to come down to Earth, Bhuloka. Next, when they have thus enjoyed vast heavenly sense pleasure, and the results of the pious activities are exhausted, they return to the mortal world. And thus, those who seek sense enjoyment by adhering to the principles of three Vedas achieve only repeated birth and death. So if I go to Indra's planet also, again, there is birth and death. What is the point? I go there, I will have, for example, can one of you, yeah, for example, Arav, Kavin. Yes, Kavin, for example, if you have $1,000, if you go to a supermarket, how many times can you buy things? An approximate, not a,
Wait, how much times what?
how many times can you go to the supermarket having $100?
One or two.
One or two. So after one or two times, what would you do?
Then I won't go to the supermarket anymore.
So what will you do if you want more money?
I work.
You work, or
Come back to your mom and dad and ask money, isn't it?
Yeah.
yes. So like that, what happens even with Krishna is, I have some pious I have done some pious activities. I will pray to Indra. I will do some very good pious activities. I pray to Indra. I go to the higher planetary systems. I experience all the pious, because of the pious experiences. I will say, oh, now I'm having a nice time in the heavenly abodes. But after having a nice time, you will again come down, just like the giant wheel. You still have to come down to the lower planetary systems. So in the same way, so how do I escape this? How can I escape this?
Yes,
Can one of you
Nishchala.
chant?
Yes, Nishchala.
अनन्यश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जना पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्.
Thank you very much. So here, also translation, please.
But those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have.
Thank you. So here, Krishna is promising something sweet. अनन्यश्चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. So yogakshemam vahamyaham. This is a very sweet pastime about this. And but those who always worship me with exclusive devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and I preserve what they have. So there was one this is a very sweet pastime about Arjunacharya, who was living in the South India. He was near Srirangam. So this Arjunacharya, what he was doing is he was actually begging, and because he was a Brahmana, Brahmanas usually they beg alms and they take whatever is given by the others, and he used to come and he had a family and he used to cook and eat. And one day what happened is he couldn't go out because he was busy writing. He was also writing commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, and while he was writing commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, he was reading this particular sloka. While he was reading this sloka, his wife told him, you know what, you forgot to beg alms today. Now what do we do? What do I cook? So he said, okay, let me see if anybody can give something. And he quickly goes and comes back. He couldn't find anything. And also he was writing commentary on this, and he says, Yoga Kshemam Vaham Yaham. And also it was like he personally takes care of it. So it's written over here, I preserve what they have. It's saying I. Oh, how can Krishna himself come and help me? He's saying it means Krishna will come and preserve me. I think this is not correct. I think I should comment it. It may not be right over here. How can he come down and help his devotees to do the right thing? This may not be true. So he will scratch that. He will scratch it off, and he'll say, you know what? Whatever is there, let us do. Whatever is there, let us pray Krishna, and let us do the whatever is there, let us consume that. So he goes to take a shower. That is, he'll say, let me go. They'll do, usually the Brahmanas, they pray 3 times, and he went to take a shower in the river. So when he went out, there were two boys, that is Krishna and Balrama. They arrived, and they told, and they were very very poor because of the condition that nobody was giving them alms. They were very poor. And when Balram and Krishna came, they got lots of food grains and all the requirements for the family that's required. And when they got, the mother of the family, she said, oh, who is this? Then they were like, we are disciples of our guru. They've just come here to give away all the grocer that was required. And they're like, oh wow, you've got so many things. I didn't know he had so much money. It's so nice that you're delivering all of this. And they delivered everything. And while they were going out, they saw that Krishna, that is, who was the small boy who came in the form of a small boy, they both came in the form of two small boys.
Had a
Krishna
mark.
had two scratches on his back. And the mother, that is Mata, Guru Mata, was so unhappy to see this, and she said, what happened to you? Then she said, you see, Guru Mata, actually my guru is got very angry, and he just belted me, and that's how I got this scratch on my back. And the Gurumata becomes very sad, and they both run away. And then in the meantime, Arjunacharya comes back after his shower. And when he comes, he's like, who got all this grosser? Oh, you're the one who's sending all your disciples to get all of this grosser. And now you're saying you're not the one, and you've been very rude with the children. You have, you have had got them get hurt so badly on their back. Then the Guru Mata says that, then Guru Mata complains like this, and he gets very very shocked to see who got this grocer. And at the same time, he goes back to see his book, and in the book, that is Yoga Kshemam Vaham Yaham, Vaham Aham, I'm the one who's taking care of it. He sees that the scratch was not there. So Krishna proved it over there that I am taking care. He didn't want the commentary to be written as I'm not the one who's preserving. He wanted to show that he's preserving. Why? Because this Brahmana, he was worshipping him Ananya Chintayanto Mam. He was always worshipping Krishna in exclusive devotion, and he was meditating on him all the times. So Krishna, he is always taking care of his devotees who are so nicely praying him. Can you tell who is this in the picture as well? We've heard about this pastime some time ago.
Prahalad.
Prahlad Maharaj. Yes. So when Prahlad Maharaj was pushed from the mountain, and when he was put into the room of snakes, also there were many people who were piercing him with spears. Whatever they were doing, he was not at all giving up his devotion. He retained his devotion, and this is called as Ananya Chinto Mam. It's difficult for us to practice initially, but we have to slowly develop that faith.
No, it's not difficult. I see them, everyone on this particular session, everyone continuously logging in for the continuous 7, 8, 9 days, ninth day. It's not
Yes.
difficult.
How many of us want to surrender to Krishna? Can you raise your hand wherever you're sitting? No need to use the system. Just raise your hands. How many of us
Yes.
want to surrender to Krishna?
Very good. Very good.
Hari bol, Hari bol. Thank you very much. So, object of worship. So, one of you, can you please recite the shloka?
Ayush? No, Ayush. I think you're still on mute. Yes.
Ye pai anya devata bhakta yagnate sridhanabhita ha te pai mam e kaulita yaganti avidhi puravankam.
Thank you very much.
Those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, O son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way.
Very good. So here we are saying that it's in a wrong way. What does the shloka say? Yepi anya devata bhakta yajante shraddhayan vitaha tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam, in a wrong way. Those devotees who are of other gods. Who are the other gods? In the picture we have Lord Indra. They are praying other gods who worship them with faith, actually worship only me. We saw Krishna is the one who puts faith. He instills faith in the person to pray other gods also. So that at least they will pray some gods because they want something. I want to I want to have more money. Let me go pray to Ma Lakshmi. That's how he puts faith in them. Whenever I want something, they puts faith in them so that they come to me. So he's saying actually those who worship others, they are worshipping me only, but they're doing in a wrong way. Why should they go worship Krishna's one of the devatas? They're also worshipping me only, so they're worshipping my parts only. My parts and parcels is what they are worshipping. Rather they can worship me directly. This is avidhi purvakam. This is wrong way. Next,
Yes, Nitya.
can you please read this, Nitya?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yanti devrata deva deva nivrutte yanti पितृव्रताः भूतानि यान्ति भूतेज्य यान्ति मध्याजिनोऽपि मामः.
Translation, please.
Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me.
Thank you. So here it's written Yanti Deva Vrita Devan Pitrin Yanti Pitir Vritaha Bhutani Yanti Bhuteja Yanti Madhyajino Pimam. So Yanti Deva.
Focus, people.
Yeah.
This is very important shloka.
Yeah. See, if you see, we have Devata worship. There are some people who are worshipping Lord Shiva, some of them worshipping Lord Brahma. So like this, they're worshipping different devatas. The Krishna is saying those who worship demigods, devatas, will take birth among the devatas. So they are worshipping. I want to go to Indra, Chandra, or any other planets. I will enjoy and have Soma Rasa for some time. So they are worshipping the devatas. Pitrinyanti pitirvritaha. They are going to those who worship ancestors, they go to the ancestors. And those who worship the ghosts and such beings, they will go to the such spirit souls. And those who worship me, they will live with me. So this is not a smart worship of praying to other devatas and also to the other pitra loka. You'll go to the pitra loka and also bhutani, that is the one who is worshipping the spirit souls. It's not very smart.
Yesterday we saw this, the entire material world, right from Brahmaji till Atala Vitala Sutala Patala Mahatala. Everything is material. So don't think that we can take rebirth and enjoy and do whatever we want to. Everyone we have to die. So let's not get into the cycle of birth and death. Rather go back to the spiritual world.
Yes, thank you. Next, we have bhakti is very simple. We have seen so easy. All I need to do is to start bhakti. I need to chant. All of you, let us all open our unmute ourselves and chant. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Rama.
Krishna 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 Hare
Great. So, what does the shloka say? This is the most important shloka because it's mute all.
Yeah, it's muted.
Okay, so we see that bhakti is very, very simple. How all I need to do is patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupahritam ashnami prayatatmanah. So if one offers me with love and devotion, the two qualifications to offer: one with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit or water, I will accept it. So Krishna doesn't see what you're giving. He just seeing how much love you have, how much devotion you have. What is the feeling that he's not consuming our food? When we offer food, have you seen anybody that Krishna is taking away food from you? Have you seen Krishna eating away food? Can one of you unmute yourself and answer? Have you
No,
seen Krishna eating away? No. Krishna doesn't eat away food. He's only taking the devotion. He's only taking how much love this person has towards me, that he's offering food and also he's taking my
Voice is
prasad.
feeble. The voice feeble.
Is it better now?
Mataji, it is okay. It's not feeble. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead. No,
Yeah.
it's
Okay. So, Patram, so we should offer, you may not be offering anything. Some of us may not have even started offering, but the simplest way to offer is just start offering water and fruits. You might be drinking 5 times a day. So you may offer maybe 3 times a day water and also try to offer maybe fruit 3 times a day or at least 1 time a day whenever you're eating fruits. First, cut the fruits and put one tulsi leaf and offer it to Krishna. And when you're drinking water, just take the clean vessel which you don't consume in that and pour water in it and offer with one tulsi leaf. That's it. It's so simple to perform.
always remember not non-veg. He because he said
Yes.
offer anything and everything, but always remember it's only a leaf, flower, fruit, or water.
Yes.
Right?
Non-veg or even mushrooms are not allowed. Some of us think that mushrooms are allowed. Even mushrooms are not allowed. Mushroom, onion, garlic, and non-veg not allowed.
I think we'll take another 5 minutes. We have extended today, so we'll
Yes,
take another
this is a
5
very
to.
important chapter and a very good shlokas over here. And what should one do if one is not able to perform pure devotional service? So, how can I get back to pure devotional service? He's saying, Yat karoshi yad ashnashi yad juhoshi jadashi yat tapashyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. So, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, or give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that, O son of Kunti, as an offering to me. So in the previous shloka, we saw that you offer any one of them, like fruits, flower, or even we offer flowers, we do a flower seva or water. Any of these you can perform, but otherwise, also, if I'm not able to do this, also, I'm not able to do deity worship, I'm not able to worship the deity, what can I do? Yet karoshi yadashashi, whatever work you do, For example, I'm eating, just offer it, or whatever offer, like Nishkama Karma Yoga. Remember, we learned in the yoga ladder about Nishkama Karma Yoga that I'm earning money. How do I cleanse myself? I just offer some portion to Krishna, not very menial portion. Remember, in Sudama's case, we ate, Sudama ate away everything and he didn't offer it to Krishna. And there he collected all the sins, and he remained very poor person his entire life. Like that, we don't want to steal it from Krishna. When we steal food from Krishna, automatically we become poor in our next life and we suffer. So we don't want to commit this sin. How do I escape this sin? I just offer everything to Krishna, and automatically all my austerities that I perform gets cleansed, and also as an offering I should offer it to Krishna. So how do I perform other Nishkama Karma Yoga? So this is only to show that how do I perform devotional service. I'm not able to perform devotional service. How do I do otherwise? How do I do it? So here in the essence, work is needed even for the bodily maintenance. So even if I'm not able to do devotional service, I am already working. I don't want to be renouncing over here. Then how do I do? You have to do religious duties. Do it only for Krishna. Eat only prasadam, and also charity utilized for furthering in Krishna consciousness. It's very important that we do charity. Whenever we are doing charity, we purify ourselves. So it's important that we give away some portion of what we are doing, some portion of our earnings. Like now our in Mangalore also, our temple president, His Grace Namanishta Das Prabhu, is also constructing a temple. It's the most biggest charity that we can do is uh, dedicating ourselves to any one of the temples. So if you wish to, you can also offer something, so that you're purified, you're cleansing your own self by this kind of a charity. It's a purification. And austerities, meditate on Krishna 24 hours by chanting on the beads Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Very important. That's how we start our devotional service, and burn our sins. When we chant, we burn our sins. Results of performing Nishkama Karma Yoga with freedom comes by connecting our activities to Lord as service. So whenever I'm working, any work, I'm studying, I will go bow down to Krishna and say, Krishna, I want to study and become better person to read and write, so that I can spread all the Krishna's words to everybody. Or at least go say, I'm studying this, I want to dedicate my studies to you. So this is how we need to work, neither partial nor biased. So here it's saying how Krishna is so nice. He's saying that Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti na priyah ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. He is witnessing us from our inside our heart. He's saying, I am not at all envy of anyone, and I'm not even partial to anyone. He's always in Shantarasa. He's watching us. He's watching. I'm doing bad things, he's watching us. I'm doing good things, he's watching us. And I'm equal to everyone. Whether they submit themselves to Krishna, whether they submissively give faith to Krishna, or not having any faith. He even approves whatever others don't want it, others are doing bad things, that also he approves it. Whatever, whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend. So who is the best? Whoever renders service unto Krishna is a friend, is in me, and I'm also a friend to him. So the best person is not the one who is not in faith. The one who is in faith is saying Krishna is real. I need to see he is supreme person, and I want to give all my devotion to him, and also I'm a friend of him. And so he becomes a friend, and I'm also becoming his friend indirectly. And this is also one very important shloka, and this is the pure devotees who are the one who is a pure devotee, who is considered very saintly. A person who is very saintly is api chet suduracharo bhajante mamananya bhak sadhureva samanantavya samyak vyavasito hai saha. So even if one commits most abominable action, we might it's possible that in our previous lives we have been living over here in this material world for many millennia. That's how we have not gone back to Krishna. Even if one has done abominable action, means we might have killed someone also, we might have done something very bad to some people. Even if one has committed such extremely bad things, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is considered saintly. So because he's properly situated in his determination. So we should not think that, okay, I have committed so many sins, now I have become better person. Oh, this person was so bad before, he has committed so many sins, now all of a sudden he has come to Krishna consciousness and he's showing that he is one sadhu. Yes, he can become a sadhu by practicing Krishna consciousness. It's possible. We can burn away all our sins. Over here, if you remember, uh, he this is the Mrigari the hunter, who used to hang the animals. He used to kill the animals and he used to hang half dead. Imagine so abominable it is. The If he's hanging things half dead, they are in so much pain. The living entities are so much in pain when they are killed half dead. But after taking the shelter of Narada Muni, he becomes so pious after chanting. He starts chanting about Krishna's glories and pastimes. He sits in one place and he starts chanting, and automatically he becomes pious that he understands every small ant also has Krishna inside it. And he becomes very, 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 very saintly after that. And that's how we need to understand this particular shloka. Can one of you chant this shloka, please? How can he be considered a sadhu? Somebody
Yes,
might question
Nischala.
how.
क्षिप्रं भवति धर्मात्मा शाश्वत शान्तिं निगच्छति कौन्तेय प्रतिजानीहि न मे भक्तः प्रणश्यति.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And the translation, please.
He quickly becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare boldly that my devotee never perishes.
Thank you very much. So it's saying Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashwat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktah pranashyati. So he becomes quickly righteous and attains lasting peace. And O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotees never perishes. So if you see, Prahlad Maharaj is glorified in all the times. He's always glorified. And whatever happened, even if he was pushed from the mountains or whatever happened, he did not leave his devotion, and he could never be perished even after everything that has happened around. So this is how we need to always be fearless. Submit yourself to Krishna, and he will take care of us. He's the ultimate. If we are having our parents cannot be all around us, but Krishna is all around us. So we need to always remember Krishna when we are in any kind of trouble. And here it's glories of bhakti. It's saying, can one of you chant this, please?
Yes, Dhruv.
मां हि पार्थव्यवस्परिता येऽपि सुयुपापयोन्यः स्त्रियो वैश्यास्तथा शूद्रास्ते पैवन्ति परं गतिम्.
Thank you very much. So it's so nice here. O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be lower of birth, or even women, Vaishyas, and even Shudras can attain supreme destination. Some people think only Brahmanas go off to the spiritual world. No, even women can perform this. Even Vaishyas can perform this. Even Shudras can perform this. So any one of them can perform. It's so easy. Not necessary that anyone, it's not necessary that somebody has to be a Brahmana. He's just doing deity worship. No, I can be anybody. I can be a woman, Vaishya, Shudra, and you're a devotee. The main qualification is I am a devotee. So any one of can perform. Any of us can give water to Krishna with love. Love and devotion is more important. And this is the essence of the essence of the essence. This shloka is repeated twice with a bit of a variation. What is that?
Let us all repeat. Let us all repeat.
Yes, let's repeat this. I think we
Man, mana, bhava, mad,
Ajimam namaskuru.
Yuktavya Nashadam Parada. 8 or 9 only. Inside the body of the serving mother.
Prabhuji, Mataji, you're muted most probably.
Yes, thank you very much. Let us all repeat once again while we are muted. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi sap yuktavyam atmanam atmanam madparayanaha man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyasi yuktavyam Atmanam Matparayanaha. So Krishna is saying this is essence of the essence of the essence. What is the essence? Engage your mind. Always in thinking of me. Like Prahlad Maharaj, who is always carrying Krishna in his heart, his mind. And he become my devotee and offer obeisances to me. So all you need to do is bow down and worship me, being completely absorbed in me. Surely you will come to me. Absorbing oneself in Krishna consciousness is the essence of the essence of the essence. Then ninth chapter, 34th shloka is the most important one. He's declaring over here, just worship me, always think of me. So, just to conclude, what we did today was we saw how Bhagavad Aishwarya Jnana, that is how exactly Krishna is the one who is doing everything, and also how what are the ways to worship him, and how sweet Krishna is in exclusive devotion. This is what we saw in today's chapters. Let us all unmute ourselves and chant 3 times, for we have completed the most important.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Krishna,
Rama, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Krishna,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare.
Hari Bol. Thank you very much, everyone. We have completed 50% of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you all for being there in this great journey of understanding Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which was sung by Krishna himself. So, just to, should we do the revision after some time? Or?
Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Dhruv wanted to see the last second slide. I think he has some confusion.
This one?
Lalit Dhruv, he's there. He's there.
Yes.
Prior to this one, I think so.
Not this one, before this one. Mother.
Before this one.
This one?
Yes, Mother.
Yes. Yes, Dhruv. What is the confusion?
I did not understand this sloka.
Sure.
Like, what is
Sorry?
meaning of it? Like, what does it mean?
Sure. So usually we have a misconception that, oh, you know what, Brahmanas are in the deity worship and they are always in the temple. They might always be with Krishna and they are favorable, and only Brahmanas can go back to Krishna. This is the misconception that people have. But if you remember, in our Narada Muni story, we saw that how nicely there was a Shudra who was a cobbler. He met Narada Muni and he asked him, you know what? Krishna is not actually, how can Krishna be getting the elephant or elephant through the eye of the needle? It's not possible, is what Brahmana thought. But one who is thinking that Krishna can do anything with full faith, One has full faith, and if he's doing services thinking, I am doing this service of being a cobbler, this is my dharma that I have to work for keeping my body and soul together. This is the work that I'm going. I am worshipping Krishna by giving away all my money, whatever is not required, I'll give away to Krishna, and he's purifying himself with full devotion and he's practicing Krishna consciousness. He can also go back to Godhead. The qualification is not that you should be a Brahmana. The qualification is not at all like you should be in lower, if you're in lower birth, you cannot go. Some people think, oh, she's a woman. Maybe they are not going to do deity worship in the temple, so they cannot become, they cannot be going back to Krishna. Or one is a Vaishya, he is only earning money all the times. If he is purifying his money by giving away to Krishna, and if he is purifying his money by taking care of Brahmanas, automatically Krishna has told, take care of the cows, take care of the Brahmanas, you can go back to Krishna. And also a Shudra, the cobbler story that we saw. So, like this, you're in any place, in any form, you can go back to Krishna, the supreme destination. There's no regrets because the soul has nothing of this. Soul is only a soul. It's not a Shudra, it's not a Vaishya, it's not a woman. A soul is pure and it's always eternal and it's always bliss. But only the body is a woman, body is a Vaishya, body is a Shudra. That's why. Thank you for asking this question. Hope it's clarified. If not, you can, let us know. Thank you. Thank you, Lalit. Dhruv, sorry.
So yeah, we have a question. I think Samyukta has a question. Yes, Samyukta.
Sir, yesterday I have asked that can I draw on 14th? You said
Yes,
that.
please. Yes. Please draw and share it across. Have you posted it?
No, like I'm doing it today. Is it okay if I show it on 14th?
Is it okay if you want to show it on 14th? Yes, you can show it on 14th, but you want us to showcase it on our platform on the ISKCON Mangalore call, on the global call. Is that what you're requesting?
I don't know. Like I was just asking, like, can we draw on that competitions which we are doing on 14th?
Yeah, first of all, it's not a competition, everyone. This is just we are doing our offerings to the Lord. Whatever we are offering it to the Lord. So it's not a competition. When it's a competition, we'll let you know. Yes, you can draw and we will post it across Samyukta.
Okay, so can I send it on 14th?
Yes, please, you can.
That's it.
Okay, so we have a question from, is that Mitali? If I'm sorry, if we have pronounced it wrong. Yes, Mitali.
Yes. Hare Krishna Mataji. I had a doubt in Shloka 9.4. It was given like everybody resides in me, but I don't reside in anyone. The meaning was given there.
Yes.
Yeah. All beings are in me, but I'm not in them. But when we say that a sadhu sees Paramatma in everyone, Krishna is also a Paramatma, and then like everybody has a Paramatma inside them, then why does this shloka have I'm not in them?
Yes, this is why there is a word that is called as inconceivable was explained just before this, that it's very difficult to understand Krishna when he's saying that he's the one who's holding everything, but still he is uncontaminated. He is not contaminated or he is not bound by karma and maya. We are bound by it. We have to be, if we are doing some wrongdoings, we have to suffer that. If we are doing anything good, we are the one who's experiencing it. But Krishna is not. Krishna is outside this material world, although he's inside and he's the one who's creating and he's holding this material world inside him. But still, he is not the one he's not bound by any karma. He comes by his own past, his own sweet will, and his Sachidananda Vigraha. Nothing can touch him, nothing can harm him. Not exactly harm, nothing can be binding him. We are bound. We have to be experiencing karma.
Remember yesterday Mataji was talking about we are just a spiritual spark, we are Anu and his Vibhu, all these things, and how he expands, various expansions he comes in, like he expands himself as the Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, right? Shirodakshay Vishnu. So the Shirodakshay Vishnu, that particular Paramatma is within our heart, right? The 400 form is within our heart. He does everything for us. So there is nothing as such. So how come he is not binded? Because we are his energies. We are his inferior energies or superior energies or whatever energies we are. So we are his energies. So, and he's not even, he's literally aloof. He's all pervaded, but still he's aloof. We are in this material world. That's how we are contaminated, or we are under the modes of these three modes, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. Hope we were able to explain, Mitali. Okay, we'll go to Mahi Kulkarni.
Yes, Prabhuji. Actually, for this Sankranti, what should we do for participating in dance?
What should we do to participate in dance? Yesterday we requested, if you're good in dancing, please record a clip of it and then send it across to us. And if it's good, we will include. But we have already included 3 participants. I think one as Shaurashrestha, Nidhi Shri, and Gaurangi. But
Yeah,
yes,
actually, yesterday I had told that even I'll be sending.
but we did not receive. Remember, I think Mataji was what do you call, fair enough. She extended for 1 more hour. We requested to send it before 1 o'clock. But you can still
Prabhuji,
send it. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I kept till 3 o'clock. I kept it
Yeah,
open till 3 o'clock.
the chat queue was open till 3 o'clock. But still, you can try sending it. If it's too good, we will try to include it. We'll try to squeeze it.
So actually, where should we send it? In the group or?
You can send it to the group, or you rather than sending it to the group, you can see our personal numbers. You will have our names as admin. You'll have Mamta, my name Shiv over there, or you'll have Shobita Mataji, Vidisha Mataji. You'll have there. You can send it across. Whomever we are responding to your chats, right?
Yeah.
Saying you have done a great job. You can respond to either one of us, or if you want to send it to the group, that's also fine.
Okay, I'll send it today.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have Vijay Karthik asking a question. Yes, Vijay, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, my name is Akhilesh.
Yes, Akhilesh, because it's written as Vijay here, we're renaming here. Yes.
Sir, in the test, when I was attending in my mother's Gmail, it is showing it is used. I took my father's Gmail, it is showing it is also used.
No problem. I renamed as Akhilesh. Now, please tell me, what's your question?
Sir, in the test which you told to attend, sir.
Your voice is breaking. Okay, the test which we asked you to attend.
Sir.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, Akhilesh.
Sir, you told to attend testing that link, no, sir.
Oh, are you talking about what we're going to do after this particular session?
No, sir.
No, Prabhuji, it's regarding the quiz.
The quiz?
I think, yeah,
okay.
He's having problem with the email logging.
Oh, okay. So I think we will get in touch with you, Akhilesh. Are you based in India, or where are you based?
India, sir.
Okay, we'll try to get in touch with you. If
Can
you
you
can
please,
send in a personal message that this is Akhilesh in the group, then we will get in touch with you.
please post your number and your name so that one of us can get in touch with you.
Yes, Arman.
Arman?
Yes, Hare Krishna Mataji and Prabhuji. So my question, my question is, I have 2 questions. So one, where will be the link to join? Where will be the link to join the event on the 14th?
We will share the link, Arman.
Sure.
No, the other link, Sankranti link.
And
It's
one
already
more
shared. Yeah, we will again share it. I think it's already shared in the group. Sorry, I didn't know that it was already shared.
It's shared,
So we
but
will
I will
again
share it once again.
Yeah.
Just before the program, also we will share it once again.
Okay, thank you. And one more question: about what time will we have to get on?
Yeah, that's exactly the question which we are asking. We have not got that information yet, because if it's a 6th chapter and the 12th chapter we have assigned to few people, it will be way late. So I don't think most of the kids because I see that 5 or there were many participants from US, but we have only shortlisted or finalized 6 participants. So I'll get back to you. By today itself, I'll get back to you. Early morning, when the people get up in the morning, you will find that information. Do not worry.
I'm from US. I'm based in USA, and I got the 6th chapter.
You're based in the Central or in the Eastern time?
Eastern, but I'm okay with waking up late.
No, we don't want to trouble you. Don't worry, Arman. We will let you know. Thank you so much, Arman. We will let you know. Okay?
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Yes, sure.